My wife, Lu Yin, and I got into a nasty accident heading home for the Lantern Festival. When we opened our eyes again, we had gone
straight back in time, back to before we even started dating. In our past life, we were married for 7 years. We respected each other, but she never, ever wanted a child with me. Later on, I found out the ugly truth. Li Yin had never actually forgotten her first love. So after regressing, I decided to just let her have him. We had this silent understanding. We slowly drifted apart into total strangers. We only kept in touch online, choosing completely different paths. 7 years later, she blew up. She became this wildly famous advertising planner. She even publicly announced her relationship with that first love of hers, Dong-tang, right at our class reunion, seeing me standing there all alone.
She just couldn't resist mocking me. Kai Bok Dot, I know I am the woman you love most in any lifetime. The one you can always
be the proudest of. But you really don't need to stand in one spot waiting for me forever. I didn't say a single word back. I just quietly held my own daughter's little hand. Li Yin's face instantly went ghost white. With bloodshot eyes, she demanded to know, "Didn't you promise to love
me your whole life and only have kids with me?" Now, the next time I saw Lu Yin was at that class reunion 7 years later. I had
finished up a brutal criminal sketching session. Way too exhausted to even change clothes, I walked straight into the banquet hall. Li Yin stood right in the middle of the crowd, hand in hand with Dong-tang, completely soaking up everyone's admiration. All our old classmates were praising her. They kept saying how amazing she was. Only in the industry for a few short years, and her ad projects had already swept so many awards. Truly the absolute pride of our whole school. Another guy chimed in, agreeing that she was a wildly famous genius now. He said all it took was a 10-second commercial, and massive brands would gladly drop hundreds of thousands just to buy her exclusive design. That kind of money was an entire year's salary for any normal person. One classmate laughed and told her, "Hey, if our company ever needs an ad campaign, I hope you will remember our old friendship and cut us a nice little discount." Right then, someone else got curious and asked, "Yin, you and Dong-tang are expecting some good news soon, right?" Lu Yin gave this gentle look to the tall Dong-tang standing right beside her, and she nodded. "Yep, we're actually getting engaged next month, coming back here." Was all about preparing for the wedding. Congratulations rang out across the room. But then another friend had to ask, "Hey Yin, do you still keep in touch with Kai Bok Dot? I heard you two were crazy in love back in the day. During that Lantern Festival party, you even wore a wedding dress and danced. A special routine just for him." The second she heard my name, I noticed Li Yin's smile instantly freeze up. Dong-tang, standing right beside her, just gave this calm, polite little laugh. "Come on, guys. Yin and I are getting married soon." That kind of teenage puppy laugh never really lasts anyway. Yin forgot about Kai Bok Dot a long time ago. The whole group burst out laughing and went right back to. Now here is the crazy part. They kept calling them a match made in heaven, but only I knew the truth. That dance was her confessing her love to me. She had worked so hard choreographing it exclusively for me. In our previous life, we were total college sweethearts. Back then, her eyes always lit up with this bright glow whenever she talked about her dreams. She used to look at me so sincerely and say, "Kai Bekdet, look deep into my eyes. I love you. My eyes." Could never lie. And I actually believed her. It's a shame she spent our past life lying to me anyway. I calmly stepped into the hall. A classmate quickly spotted me. "Kai Bok Dot, why are you just getting here? Today is our big class reunion. Why on earth are you wearing baggy sports clothes like that? You couldn't bother dressing up even a little bit. Did you just get off work? Look around. There are plenty of big bosses here. Ask them for a cushy office job." Hearing that, quite a few people started looking my way with these totally mocking glares. I just gave them a polite social smile. Had to keep up a little basic dignity. From the exact second I stepped into that party, Lu Yin's eyes never left me once. I just gave her a super light nod. "Hey, it's been a while." Li Yin completely froze up. This really complicated emotion flashed right through her eyes. But then she sneered. 7 whole years, and you are still exactly the same. Absolutely zero ambition in life. It Dongtang glared at me with pure, undeniable hatred. He deliberately grabbed Liu Nuyen's waist, pulling her tight to declare his
ownership over her. Then he put on this gentle voice. Nuyen, you're being a little too harsh. Even if Kibak is a bit pathetic, you shouldn't stab.
Him right in the heart like that. Aren't you worried you'll embarrass the guy? He looked me up and down from head to toe, shaking his head with a soft laugh.
But honestly, it makes sense. Today is a really important occasion, and you showed up looking incredibly sloppy. Are you just looking down on all your old friends? I've got a
spare suit in my trunk. You want to borrow it and change? The whole room immediately erupted into loud laughter. Dongtang was wearing this custom Armani suit. He had on a ridiculously expensive mechanical watch. Every single gesture screamed successful, wealthy businessman. While me, I was literally covered from head to toe in charcoal dust. My hair was an absolute mess. I had just stepped out of an interrogation room after 36 hours with zero sleep. I looked like a walking zombie.
My cheap sports clothes were literally bought from some random roadside stall. I absolutely could not compare to his luxury lifestyle, but I just calmly replied to him.
Thanks for the kindness, but no need. I just found an empty seat and started eating. After grinding through such an intensely high-pressure shift and sitting through those brutal interrogations, I had been starving all day long. But watch her reaction. Liu Nuyen suddenly marched right over. Without saying a single word, she
slammed a bank card down on the table right in front of me. "There's 100,000 in here," she said. "Consider it a gift, even if you're just leeching. You should at least take care of yourself. Find a decent job. Buy some normal clothes. Value yourself a little bit. Kai-Bak. Whatever happened between us is dead and gone. You need to stop wallowing in the past. If it wasn't for, well, whatever. None of that even matters anymore. The most important thing right now is that you don't completely lose yourself just because we broke up, okay?" I looked up, staring right at Liu Nuyen. Her unfinished sentence suddenly left me feeling pretty confused. In our past life, what exactly made her abandon me without a single hesitation after we were reborn? We were together from our school days right up until she wore that wedding dress. Since childhood, she always wanted to become a dancer, while I had this dream of pursuing criminal investigation. But in order to actually make these dreams happen, both of us had to spend so much time and money. Naturally, one of us had to make a huge
Sacrifice. Out of pure love for her, I didn't hesitate to give up my chance to study administration and criminal psychology abroad. Right after
graduating, I passed the civil service exam and found a stable job, using my salary to fund her dream while also carrying the heavy burden of our family. But on her path to chasing that dream, she failed time and time again. Over and over, she got totally discouraged, constantly falling into slumps. Meanwhile, I acted like this eternal rechargeable battery. Every single time she came home completely exhausted, I had to immediately soothe her broken emotions. I honestly thought Liu Nuyen would understand the depth of my love, but who could have guessed? When she accidentally sprained her ankle during practice, she stubbornly insisted on getting painkillers injected just so she could get back up on that stage. I firmly refused. As a result, she got so incredibly angry that she completely smashed our wedding photo. Do you even know she yelled, "This is my last chance. You say you love me, yet you absolutely refuse to support me. Why are you always just these heavy shackles?"
tying me down. Fine, now I do not need to dance anymore. Every bit of my hard work has totally gone down the drain. Do you realize? If I had just listened to Dongtang back then and gone to America with him to study design, I wouldn't be living this miserable life.
With you. I truly regret being with you. After that, Liu Nuyen actually gave up dancing. She completely lost her dream, while I
could never forget those words spoken in her blind rage. I truly regret being with you. Ever since then, I would often stand quietly, smoking alone in the cold night wind. To save this crumbling marriage, I tried one very last time. I hugged her and softly said,
"Nuyen, let's have a child and just live a normal, quiet life together, all right?" She pushed me away forcefully, her eyes filled with pure disgust. "We are totally dirt poor right now, and you still want to have a kid? Did you forget? From the very beginning, I have always hated kids. I don't want to have your child. Those harsh words completely shattered my heart into pieces. That day, while returning home, a speeding truck suddenly crashed right into us and wiped us both out. In that exact moment, I didn't feel any fear at all, only total relief. Now get this, we have actually both been reborn. We naturally keep our distance. Absolutely no need to linger on past romance. Snapping back to reality, I slide the bank card on the table right back toward her. No need. I don't accept things from strangers. Thanks. Nguyen frowns at me. What do you mean? Are we strangers? I reply, I can buy my own clothes, no matter what my current job actually is. I feel pretty good about it. It's totally decent work. If you have spare cash, you should save it for those who truly need it. She tightly grips the bank card, biting her lip, just standing frozen in place. Dongtine walks beside Liu Nguyen, glancing down at the card and immediately understands the whole situation. A flash of anger sparks in his eyes, but he still tries his best to look generous. Bok. If you really do not want to accept our kindness, then let me offer you something much more practical. I actually just opened up a brand new sports car repair center. You can come work there as an apprentice. The starting salary isn't high at all. After deducting your social insurance, you still take home over $6,000. Most importantly, you actually learn real car repair skills. Later on, even if things get tough, you can totally make a living with this trade. So, how about it? Any interest in trying? This job is definitely way better than your current one. Calmly keep eating my food, shaking my head to refuse. I appreciate your good intentions, but I am pretty satisfied with my current job. I really don't have any intention to change. A few classmates nearby seem jealous and cannot help but mock me. Back, Dad. What are you even pretending for? Liu Nguyen and her fiancé are both being so incredibly kind, offering you money and even introducing a job for you. Why don't you hurry up and accept it? Exactly. Showing up to a class reunion dressed in rags. Aren't you just deliberately acting pitiful? So we'd help you out? Why put up this proud front now? Dongteng pretends to be nice. Hey everyone, do not say that. We are all old classmates here. Maybe Kai Bok genuinely likes a job that pays so little and works him hard. Now he looks at me, his tone full of heavy sarcasm. K Bok, I know you are pretty jealous of me, but this is truly our good intention. We only do this because of old ties. Offering a job to you. Do not let your pride ruin a life-changing opportunity. You seeing this right now? I honestly don't get this whole rescue act of handing over a bank card and forcing me to take this job. What is it really all for? If we actually compare wealth and status, every single person present here combined wouldn't even come close to me. I truly do not need it. Thanks. Dongtang keeps his polite smile, but his eyes are completely filled with mockery and pure contempt. Liu Nguyen tightly grips the bank card, so angry she almost laughs out loud. What an absolute loser. A chance is right in front of you, and you cannot even grasp it. Just wait until you starve. Several classmates around us also start throwing insults. A heavier woman holding a wine glass steps forward, smiling mysteriously. Kai Bok, you are incredibly pathetic right now. I honestly feel bad for you. Drink with me. I will pay 1,000 per glass, and if you spend the night, I will give you even more. She had this look, absolutely certain I couldn't say no. The people around us completely lost it laughing, and someone even joked. Wow, the guy is already taken, but so what? Just a little one-night stand between old classmates. Honestly, this whole class reunion was nothing like I imagined. If I wasn't waiting for someone, I would have walked out ages ago. I was just about to call security when Liu Nguyen suddenly grabbed that heavy-set woman by the hair. She coldly stated, "This is a class reunion, not a cheap bar, and definitely not the place for you to act crazy." The woman screamed out in pure pain. Dongtong immediately grabbed Liu Nguyen's wrist. "Hey, Nguyen, what the hell are you doing?" She completely ignored Dongtong's attitude, just glaring coldly and repeating, "This is a class reunion, not a nightclub, and definitely not the place for your indecent little offers." With that said, she shoved the loud woman right back. The lady was absolutely furious, but totally helpless, too scared to argue with him, so she just glared fiercely at me instead. I looked over at Li Nguyen in pure shock, never expected her to defend me. Dongtan was so angry, his face turned pale, teeth grinding like they'd shatter, but he forced a fake smile to change the subject.
I heard the Triple Crown Best Actress Fwing is shooting a commercial upstairs. If we get lucky tonight, maybe we will run into her. Hearing that, the whole group of classmates immediately lit up with excitement. Best Actress Fwang is not just a Triple Crown winner. She is the only daughter of the city's #1 billionaire. Ever since her debut, she has swept up massive awards across the entertainment industry. Married at 30, and she's got a 5-year-old kid now. I wonder which wealthy young master was lucky enough to bag my ultimate goddess. Well, I heard the goddess's husband is actually a genius criminal investigator. He has solved countless major cases and received national honors multiple times. So many rich and powerful officials desperately want to network with him. His wife and kid are here, so he will definitely come pick them up. We really hit the jackpot. Today, guys, definitely need to film a TikTok. Right at that moment, bodyguards escorting a film crew and a super adorable little girl walked into the banquet hall. The already loud room completely exploded. Oh my God, is that the goddess's daughter? She is so incredibly cute. Literally looks like a Barbie doll. Just then, that heavy-set woman who mocked me earlier started up with her sarcastic tone again.
Baghdad, if not for your tang, a total loser like you would never see big shots like this in your entire life.
If you know what is good for you, get on your knees and apologize to young Master right now. Maybe you will score a good job or get
taken care of by a rich lady like me, making $6,000 a month. Absolutely crazy. I ignored her, just quietly watching the little girl.
Everyone else rushed forward, whipping out their phones to film like crazy. Even Ye Dong-tung, the guy who always acted so incredibly arrogant, suddenly acted super friendly. He put on a gentle smile and walked right up to her. Little girl, you are just too cute.
My company actually designs princess dresses. Would you want to be a model for me? He spoke while reaching his hand out to touch.
The kid's rosy cheek. But watch this. That heavily guarded little girl completely ignored every single adult crowding around her and ran straight toward me instead. Flashing a huge bright smile, she threw herself right into my arms. Daddy, you finally made it! She usually had a pretty cold vibe, but the second she saw me, her little eyes turned red, face full of pure grievance. Daddy, why didn't you come home yesterday? I missed you so much. I hugged the adorable kid tight, gently comforting her. Daddy had to help catch bad guys. Told you that before I left, right? My little princess. Tomorrow is my day off. I will take you out to play somewhere fun. Okay? The beautiful doll-like girl immediately nodded her head over and over. Daddy is the absolute best. I love you the most. This scene made every single classmate freeze in place. They all stared at me with pure disbelief. And before they could even utter a word, an incredibly elegant woman walked down the spiral staircase. It was her, Feng Van Uyen, the legendary Triple Crown Best Actress, and currently the highest valued commercial star out there. She looked at me and spoke softly. Hubby, I heard from the hotel manager that your class reunion was here today. You just got back from a meeting and didn't tell me? I would have sent someone to pick you up. The hotel manager standing nearby immediately introduced them to the crowd. This is Miss Fwang, the one and only daughter of our Tanghua Hotel's chairman. And Mr. Key right here is our CEO's son-in-law. If you guys have any requests during the party tonight, please just say the word. We will gladly serve you with the absolute highest standard possible. Also, all expenses today are completely covered by the hotel. Consider it a little welcoming gift dedicated to Mr. Kai's old high school classmates. The mood shift here is just hilarious. The room fell into total chaos. Gossipers were losing it, while those bullies who teamed up to trample me turned completely pale, terrified I'd use my power for revenge. A few guys who were actually close to me back in high school could help but shout out loud, "Kai Bok Dot, you are amazing! Turns out your wife is my goddess. Oh my God, you are the mysterious husband of Phuong Van Yoon? I literally cannot believe this. Not only is your career super successful, but you are loaded too." Who would have thought you were the one truly living in the upper class? Facing everyone's stunned gazes, I just smiled. In response, Fung Van Wend completely ignores the murmuring crowd. Instead, she just gently looks me up and down, her eyes suddenly filling with deep heartbreak. She pulls me into a tight hug. "Just look at all this charcoal dust covering you," she murmurs. "You must be absolutely exhausted right now." Later on, We really need to get you a nice hot bath to relax. I give a soft nod. Yeah. Then she completely brushes past It Dong Tang, the guy desperately trying to strike up a conversation with her. Instead, she stares straight at Liu Nuyen, flashing a very soft smile that somehow
hides a heavy dose of pure mockery. You are my husband's old high school girlfriend, right? Well, thank you so much for actually dumping him, because it were not for you, how would I have ever met such a kind and handsome husband? Faced with this brutal sarcasm from Feng Van Nguyen,
Liu Nuyen does not say a single word back. She just quietly stares at me, her eyes carrying this undeniable flash of absolute despair. And finally, completely dropping her elegant image, she grinds her teeth and demands, "Ki Bok Dot, is this how you get revenge on me? How much money did
you pay to hire this actress to play your fake wife?" I just gently squeeze my little girl's hand while firmly holding on to Feng Van Nguyen's hand. I introduce them calmly. This is my wife, Feng Van Nguyen, and this right here is my daughter, Ki Chi Nian. Instantly, Liu Nuyen's face
turns completely pale. Maybe in the past I would have felt pretty heartbroken over her every little look and every single action she took. But Liu Nuyen was right. The past is already gone. Our story is ancient history, so why even bother holding on to it anymore? Because right now,
I have the woman I love, a truly adorable little princess, and the absolute dream job I always wanted. In this lifetime, I have finally found it.
exact happiness that I could never touch in my past life, no matter how hard I tried. Any way you look at it, I really should not. Clinging to those old memories. Now watch this flip. The guy who originally organized this class reunion was It Dong Tang. But the moment everyone here learns the real truth about my identity, the way they look at me changes entirely. In just a few short minutes, we go from It Dong Tang completely looking down on me to suddenly showing intense care and trying to flatter me. This shift is just ridiculous.
Who knew Ki Bagdat was actually the son-in-law of S-City's wealthiest tycoon? Just earlier, Liu Nuyen even tried handing him a $100,000 bank
card just to chase him away. Looking back at it now, that is seriously hilarious. Yeah, they all thought her ex was living a miserable life, but suddenly Ki Bagdat is married to a massive superstar who also happens to be a genuine wealthy heiress. And wait, didn't It Dong Tang want to offer Ki Bagdat a mechanic job? Word is he's actually a criminal psychology expert, specially invited to work right alongside the top law enforcement agencies out there. And It Dong Tang really wanted to help him find a job? What an absolute joke. Hey, Ki Bagdat, you got married? Hid it from everyone? Why didn't you tell us so we could prepare a huge wedding gift for you? From now on, you are the guy with the
biggest connections in the entertainment world for us. I watch these classmates, who were totally cold and indifferent just a moment ago, now step up one by one
to surround and flatter me. It feels pretty laughable, but I still keep a polite attitude, just to maintain the bare minimum of basic courtesy here. This fake class reunion isn't over yet, but I lost interest a long time ago. Very quickly, my wife Feng Van Nguyen and I carry our daughter and leave the hotel. Right as we step out the door, Liu Nuyen runs after me, calling out. I let my wife take our kid to the car first. Early February weather is actually still quite cold. Feng Van Nguyen doesn't say a word, just giving a quiet nod. She is exactly like before, always deeply respecting and trusting me, giving me plenty of space. Meanwhile, Liu Nuyen's eyes are staring at me, incredibly complicated and totally bewildered. She asks, how in the world did you end up marrying Feng Van Nguyen? Honestly, there's nothing to hide here. Feng Van Nguyen is a wildly popular female celebrity, so there is never a shortage of extreme fans or crazy stalkers around her. When she started receiving creepy gifts like dead rats, she immediately called the police, and I was the exact detective assigned to that case. Back then, I was brand new to the force, absolutely overflowing with passion for my work. To fully understand the case, Feng Van Nguyen and I started interacting a lot more, and that is exactly how we got to know each other. She truly admired my absolute dedication to every single case, no matter how big or small. She also deeply valued me because of my intense passion for criminal psychology. And then, you are not going to believe this, Feng Van Nguyen, the untouchable flower of the entertainment world, actually pursued me first. I could see the pure sincerity in her, and my very first impression of her was already quite good anyway. So on the first day Fung Van Uyen confessed her feelings, I asked her 3 questions. You are an actress, always needing to maintain your figure. So do you even want to have kids? She said, of course, even though acting is not huge passion. My biggest dream is still having a happy family of 3. Having a baby does not mean I have to give up on my dream of acting. I paused for a quick second, then asked my next question. My job is investigating crimes, which means constant overtime, and it can even get pretty dangerous. Will you still support me? She looked right at me with this incredibly steady gaze. I like you exactly because you always shine so brightly. In your career, I am totally willing to support you in whatever you want to do. So the final question, will you regret it? She just burst out laughing. I, Fung Van Uyen, have never known the meaning of regret, and from that exact day forward, we fell in love. I wanted to give her and myself a real chance to start over. Going through that time of dating and truly understanding each other, our feelings just grew deeper and deeper every single day. Eventually, we got married in the most natural way possible. The wedding was quite simple. We just registered for our marriage certificate, then invited a few close
loved ones to attend. After hearing this whole story, Leo knew Ian's eyes have turned completely red. Wait, is that little child really yours? She asks. But
in our past life, you promised you would only ever want to have kids with me, and yet here you are, letting some other woman bear your child instead. Honestly, her words leave me completely speechless. I can only throw her own exact phrase right back at her. Lee Nguyen, the past is already in the past. Stop clinging to it, all right? Do words from a past life really need to be forced onto this one? Back when we officially broke up, whether in our past life or this one, we completely cut ties with each other. Isn't that actually for the best? Not to mention, in our past life, you said you deeply regretted being with me. You absolutely hated kids and refused to have mine. And honestly, I just couldn't accept living a life like that. Lee Nguyen suddenly screams out in pure anger. She regretted it, not because she didn't love me, but because I supposedly never once supported her dancing dream. She accuses me of cutting her ballet shoe ribbons, making her severely sprain her ankle during practice. That injury ruined her one and only chance. Hearing this wild claim, I am completely stunned. I ask if she even knows what she's saying right now. I absolutely never touched her dance shoes ever. To fully support her big dream, I took a very stable daily job, and even after clocking out, I still took on extra freelance design and copywriting gigs. I was working 3 or 4 jobs all at once. When would I ever have time for that kind of nonsense? I honestly wanted her to succeed more than anybody else. Otherwise, why would I have given up my very own dreams? The moment those words land, the look on Lu Nguyen's face goes completely pale. She just stands frozen in place, looking totally devastated, like she just took a massive, heavy blow to the chest. She can't even help it. Her hand flies up to cover her mouth, like she absolutely cannot process this reality. Then she questions me again. If that was true, then back when she desperately wanted painkillers to keep competing, why didn't I even ask her about it before straight up?
turning her down. Now I finally understand exactly what her unfinished sentence at the class reunion actually meant. I ask her, "Do you even know what the doctor
told me back then?" They warned that if she didn't rest that injury properly and kept on dancing, her legs would be completely and permanently destroyed. She would have struggled just to walk, let alone ever dance again. There was simply no way I could sit back and watch her destroy her own physical body. It was only one single competition. I knew she would have plenty of other chances later on. I promised that as long as I was around, I would always support her. And that right there is exactly why I refused to let her get that shot. Hearing my true answer, Lu Nguyen looks absolutely crushed. She starts muttering, "That's just impossible. She says Dong Tang used to tell her that I was the one who cut those shoe ribbons, that I had intentionally tried to get her hurt. He claimed I didn't want her to succeed, terrified she would just abandon me after hitting the big time, and that I even wanted her to have a baby just to trap her by my side forever. Honestly, if everything that happened in our past life brought me massive disappointment and real pain, right now I just feel completely hopeless about whatever feelings I ever had for her back then. We spent so many long years together as a couple.
Yet somehow, over a few simple words from another guy, she was willing to completely wipe out every single sacrifice I ever made for her. I ask Lu Nuyen if she doesn't find that incredibly ridiculous. Taking a deep breath, I just tell her, my wife and daughter are waiting in the car.
I'm leaving. From behind me, Lu Nuyen frantically calls out, K-Bok, do you still love me? I just firmly shake my head no. That old,
Past life romance is long gone. Right now, I only have love for my beautiful wife and our daughter. Honestly, I have no clue why she's even asking this.
After all, she was always the one preaching about never looking back at the past. But in the end, the one who actually moved on completely
turned out to be me. Now pay close attention here, because karma works fast. Just over a month later, Dong Tung's father, Kien Kwok, gets brutally exposed for massive tax evasion.
He was using totally subpar, cheap materials to manufacture baby products, faking all their safety data and actively bribing local officials to keep quiet.
This massive scandal immediately blows up, dominating every single media outlet everywhere. When I finally catch wind of the news, I'm honestly left feeling pretty
Shocked by it all. Dong Tang, the guy who always paraded around as this untouchable, arrogant rich kid, now shows up on camera looking incredibly pathetic and haggard. The court aggressively seizes every last drop of his family's assets. With a criminal list that long, his father is highly likely going to rot inside a prison cell for the rest of his miserable life. But the true victims here? The innocent babies who actually used that greedy company's toxic products. So many young kids ended up with severe allergic reactions, and some even developed serious infections. Honestly, reading through those horrible reports, I just snap in pure anger. How could anyone manufacturing goods for babies actually be that completely heartless? Just then, phone. Van Nguyen gently pats my back to calm me down. She mentions her corporation is setting up a new charity fund. She asks, what if we use that money to directly help those poor affected kids? I smile. My wife really is the best person ever. Her own Fuwan Corporation has always strictly stuck to
Their core principle, making the absolute highest value items for a totally reasonable price tag. Every single thing they produce relies on the very best materials.
and the smartest designs, yet the retail price stays incredibly affordable. The profit margins aren't massive, sure, but that exact honest approach
has built their solid reputation day by day. They easily became the single most trusted brand for all their loyal consumers.
Not too long after that, I get a sudden phone call from an unknown number. Hesitating for just a second, I finally decide to pick up. A very weak, shaky voice comes through the speaker. It's Lu Nuyen. She asks if I saw the news, claiming she was the one who blew the whistle. I just frown, honestly not understanding why she's telling me this. I coldly reply that she really did society a huge favor then. Over the line. Lu.
Nguyen's voice sounds completely broken. Gibakdat, can I see you just one last time? My face goes totally serious as I start to reply.
I told you already. I let go of absolutely everything between us, and there is nothing left to say. But before I could even finish, I got interrupted. A violent fit of coughing cuts me off. Lu Nuyen gives this bitter little smile and tells me she just got diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. She stopped all her treatments. She just wanted to see me one last time. Hearing that, I felt like something inside my head just suddenly snapped in half. After a really long, heavy silence, I finally managed to speak in a hoarse voice. That afternoon, I headed over to the school courtyard where we agreed to meet. Lu Nuyen looked so incredibly thin. Seeing her standing there like that, I just frowned. You are this sick, so why are you not staying in the hospital? Why ask me to come all the way out here? Her eyes were completely red as she looked at me, saying she wanted to dance one final time for me. The exact same dance she choreographed just for me years ago. I immediately cut her off. I told her there was absolutely no need for any of that now. Even if dancing actually mattered before, that routine is completely meaningless today, simply because there is absolutely zero connection left between the two of us anymore.
She yelled out with tearful eyes. You are lying, Kipakdat. The fact that you actually showed up today proves you still have feelings for me deep down inside.
Otherwise, you totally could have just stayed away. I know I misunderstood you in our past life. It was entirely my fault. You treated me so incredibly well back then. And yet, I still treated you horribly.
I totally deserve ending up like this. But right now, I genuinely regret everything I did to you, with all my heart.
Baghdad, can you please just forgive me? Let us get back together, just for whatever little time I actually have left in this world, okay?
We can even have a baby together. Did you not always want a warm little family of your own? I just frowned hard, staring right back at her.
Leong Yuyen, I really hope you understand this. From the exact moment we regressed to this life, we were already completely broken up for good. Right now, I have a brand new family. I have a wife and a daughter who I love very much. I really need you to stop saying things like this.
She shook her head in total despair. No, you definitely still have me in your heart. You waited so many years for me, you cannot just say you forgot me.
You cannot just magically forget everything. You are just mad at me right now, right? I know I messed up, but can you please just stop being angry? I really know I was wrong. I slightly curled my lips into a pretty cold smile. Just because you admit your mistakes, does that mean I absolutely must forgive you?
Here is the thing though. I worry about your health because we spent years together. But listen to me carefully. None of that is actually love anymore.
If my actions somehow gave you the wrong idea, then I apologize. I will contact your parents so they can come take proper care of you as soon as possible. And one more thing. Marrying you in our past life is my absolute biggest regret. Giving up my own dreams just for you is my second biggest regret ever.
I do not love you anymore, and I certainly do not want a child with you. I really hope you stop living in that painful past of yours.
It is a past I never want to return to. Hearing that, Liu Nuyen went completely limp and collapsed to the ground in agony. As for me,
I did not stop walking. After calling her parents, I just turned around and left. Behind me, she screamed out in a truly heart-wrenching way, saying women are all exactly alike.
Do you honestly think Fong Vanuyen actually loves you? A ridiculously famous celebrity in the entertainment industry like her, why would she ever respect a regular guy? Why would someone like her actually value a totally ordinary guy like you? Wake up and look at reality. You and her are never going to be happy together. The person who suits you best is still me. Hearing that nonsense, I just walked away even faster. Everyone always assumed my marriage was a massive reach. They thought Fuan Van Yuyen was way out of my league. But honestly, in this relationship, we were completely equal partners. Liu Nuyen just looked down on me. She only ever saw me as some totally average criminal investigator. She had absolutely no idea about all the outstanding contributions I actually made in our specific field. As for Fong Vanuyen, she did not just understand my criminal investigation work, she constantly supported me and genuinely cherished my success. She appreciated every single achievement I earned. Thanks to my wife, I finally figured out what real love actually is. Love is never just one person constantly giving everything away, and the other person just selfishly taking it all. It is about two people walking side by side, working hard for their dreams, keeping each other company, and mutually supporting. A few bitter, mocking words from Liu Nuyen could never actually shake my resolve. Having survived such a massive romantic failure in the past, I learned my lesson well. I just treasure my current relationship even more now. The very next time I got any actual news about Liu Yuyen was when her mom called me up. She said, "Nuyen is gone. Thank you for taking care of her before." I stayed quiet for a long time, my voice choking up. "Please stay strong, Auntie." You know that feeling when you just cannot process your own emotions? Maybe it was heartbreak, maybe regret, or more than anything, just an incredibly hard to describe emptiness. It felt exactly like losing a really old friend. Deep down inside my heart, there was suddenly this gap that absolutely nothing could fill. But very quickly, things changed. I pulled myself together. I threw all my energy straight back into work, treasuring absolutely everything I currently have, even more. Thanks to my extensive research overall. My work in criminal psychology paid off big. My superiors managed to secure an overseas study and exchange program slot just for me. The director himself directly recommended me. When I finally set foot in America, I was totally shocked to see my wife already waiting at the airport with our daughter. I saw the two of them standing there. One big, one small, running right toward me. My eyes were completely overflowing with pure joy. Fong Van Uyen hugged me tightly, smiling so brightly. She called out, "Hubby." "Going off to study with your wife and daughter tagging along. Are you happy? Are you surprised?" I just smiled and nodded. Of course I am, incredibly happy. And incredibly surprised too.
During my time studying and networking abroad, we actually got to explore so many famous local spots together as a family. We wandered through countless places, big and small, creating an endless amount of beautiful memories. I watched the silhouettes of my wife and daughter from a short distance away. Then I turned toward the bright sun, flashing a really brilliant smile as I ran straight toward them, because they are my true future now. Here we go.